Hi folks, it's John Nizman from lastchanceautorestore.com, and today we're standing in front of one of our completed ground up or pan off restorations. This is a 1973 Volkswagen Super Beetle and it's sunny. So what we want to do is just basically give you a brief walk around. We've made some improvements on this vehicle, but the key to this restoration for our client was to keep it as authentic and as stock looking as possible. So basically we'll just start at the front. You'll notice that we have a brand new windshield that has the smoke tint now. All the original windshields did not. They were just clear. And we really like this, this look. We have all new rubber here, and we have new wiper blades, and we've cleaned up these, the arms. We've sanded and painted those. The windshield originally that Sunny came with, the laminate was all separating. So it was really white and milky film that was kind of building up on both corners and a little bit up on the top corner, and there were several chips. So basically what's happening, whenever you see that, the white milky or foggy kind of look in the glass, what's happening is the laminate is actually separating. There's moisture getting in between, and what would happen is it would continue to crawl up. So while we were doing ground up restoration and had the glass out of Sunny, we decided to put a new windshield in as part of the look and keep it safer. So we have a new windshield washer nozzle. We have all new chrome trim on the outside. We've upgraded the headlights, and I think you can pick it up in the video. These are the newest H4 bulbs. So they're a normal looking glass sealed beam in appearance, but there's actually a bulb in behind, the newer series halogen H4 bulb, for better visibility. So it doesn't affect the overall appearance of Sunny, so it still looks period correct, but it's a nice subtle safety upgrade that we did. And when we look underneath the front hood on Sunny, we've got it nicely finished off here. So there's a couple of upgrades we've done here too, and the biggest one is with the windshield washer. In '73, Volkswagen relied on the air pressure from the spare tire to supply power for the pump to pump the washer fluid, which never really worked that well. Now, Sunny being a Super Beetle, the surface area on these windshields are almost double the size, so we decided to go with a power upgrade. So there's a button in the dash, which I'll share with you as we go around to the interior shortly. So it's easily topped up here, and it has an actual electric pump. You'll notice in the front, this is all nice and detailed and clean. We've taken both the original Volkswagen nameplates, we've cleaned them and painted them and pop riveted them back in the original locations. You can see in the back that panel had lots of overspray from previous repairs, and we've cleaned, degreased, sanded and painted it with new hardware. The other nice touch is the carpet. This two-piece carpet kit is made specifically for Super Beetles. So this one is obviously covering the gas tank, and this one's covering the spare tire. So when we pull this back, you can see inside that we have, because the Super Beetles have the spare tire laying flat on the ground or on the floor, you can see that this rim was quite rusty. We had it sandblasted, and then we painted it the same silver metallic to match the outside, and then we used one of the old hubcaps that came with the car just to kind of finish it off. So we'll just set this carpet back inside. So I kind of like the appearance of that. It looks quite sharp. And as we come around to the side here, we've replaced the fenders. Sunny was involved in a few collisions over her life, and there was quite a bit of body filler in the fenders. So we were able to replace these fenders. And then another upgrade that you can't really see or notice, and it's the brakes. This '73 Super Beetle came with drum brakes, and we've upgraded to a disc brake setup. And we've shot a video of this. You can see it on our channel on when we upgrade from a drum brake to a disc brake for Super Beetle. There's kits now available. The other upgrade that we did is on the hubcaps. These look like the authentic hubcap by Volkswagen, but having the VW crest, it has the Wolfsburg crest, and hopefully that shows up there. So the shape and the style, it's the triple plated chrome hubcap crest, which is just a subtle upgrade. We sandblasted and did some work on both. Black from someone, which they should be the silver metallic, period correct with the silver metallic paint, and we've upgraded the tires to a larger size Goodyear, and they're an all-season tire for better traction. There's also a video on upgrading the tire sizes of air-cooled Beetles that you can also see on our video on our channel. So as we come down the side, you can notice that we've got all new rubber welts and seals. So the hood seal is new. These body to fender seals are all new. As I mentioned earlier, the new chrome. Then we also have even the new bezels around the handle. So we tried to use as much of the original as we could. So these are the original door handles of Sunny that we've polished and cleaned up, and then put new gaskets on, and also new weather stripping on the inside of the doors. When we look on the inside of the car, we've done a couple of upgrades. Probably the most noticeable one is the seats. So these are the original Super Beetle bucket seats that came with Sunny, but what we did is we upgraded. We added quite a bit more foam and support in the sides, and also more support in the cushion area, and then we upgraded with material. So we can see we've done some really nice, and it'll wear very, very well too over time. So we have the leather on the outside, and then the nice velour on the inside, and then we have it nicely stitched. And this pattern of the front matches the pattern of the back seats. I think you can probably get a picture of that. So it's a subtle upgrade. It does look fairly stock, but it does give it a little bit nicer look. You also notice the seat belts in the rear. They're the upgraded European style, so it has the buttons on the top, the orange buttons. So it's belted for 2 in the rear, and then we've also replaced the seat belts. They were damaged and quite worn, the original belts that came with Sunny, so we upgraded these seat belts with the retractable ones, and they're the European button also. The other thing you'll notice on this is the top of the dash. All of most Super Beetles have problems with the dash pads cracking, and there's no supplier that has a dash pad or a dash assembly that you can purchase, whether it's aftermarket or through Volkswagen. But there is a supplier that just came out with these a short time ago, and they're, believe it or not, made out of plastic. So it's a hard plastic that has the same style of contour as the leather pad or vinyl pad did, and it's actually with a special adhesive. You glue the cover onto the dash, and it fits very well. We had to do a little bit of work on it and a little bit of filing to get it to fit properly. But if I didn't point out that we changed this, it would look like it's always been there. So it's kind of a nice upgrade that we did there. And then this red button, I mentioned earlier with the windshield washer upgrade that we did being power, instead of relying on the pump by hand on the lever, we now have the power button here to push to work that. The other couple of things I'd like to point out, I think you can get an idea or get in on the stereo. What we did is we put an upgraded stereo in, and we didn't go over the top. Our client just wanted to have the possibility of using her cell phone or MP3 to plug in to listen to her own music. We've upgraded the stereo. Those stickers will come off, so now it's an AM/FM stereo, and then it has ports for plug-ins for USB and so on. And then what we did is we custom made speaker outlets or speaker holders, and they're both in the front. They're 5 1/4 speakers, and we've made a special box for them that they're fastened to, and then the carpet is over top. So it's very subtle, but you've got the speakers built in there, and then we've got the other 2 speakers in the rear, and I think that probably came up in the video when we showed you the back seat and the seat belts. We have 2 6x9 speakers, so we built custom boxes for them there, and then attached the 2 6x9s. So not over the top in terms of stereo, but it's a nice subtle upgrade. So we've got 6x9s in the rear and 5 1/4 in the front, and they're kind of out of the way. So we also replaced the door panels, so we have new door panels. As I mentioned earlier, we have the new weather stripping around the glass. The tail lights we replaced, and on the Super Beetles they're larger, and they have the 3 sections. They've got the amber, the red, and the reverse lights, which are clear. I'd like to point out something that's kind of a pet peeve for us. When we see Super Beetles that are done and they have these tail lights installed, very few times do you see that, and I don't know if you can pick up on it much in the camera, but this shiny black outline is the actual hard plastic housing of the taillight assembly, but we have this gasket here that's flexible, and it slides over top of this taillight housing, and it goes between the painted surface of the fender and the taillight. So over time, it won't promote rust in these areas, and it does finish off the taillight a little bit cleaner look. Now, if I didn't point it out, you probably wouldn't notice, but it's one of the things that we like to do here at Last Chance Auto Store, is the small little details like that. So once again, we've got new seal, the original glass that we've cleaned. We've replaced the Volkswagen logo. When we did the body and paint on Sunny, we removed the half moon from the lid, painted them at the same time, but obviously separately. And then you can see we have the new rubber gasket here, and then all new rubber gaskets between the body, apron, and the fenders. When we lift up the hood, we kept it stock looking in terms of appearance. So we have an upgraded carburetor. There's a video that you can see on our channel where we've made some upgrades to this engine and have it running on the bench before we put it in Sunny. So I encourage you to watch that video if you would like. And then we have the stock air cleaner, and then we replaced all of the hoses, and we have a couple of subtle upgrades. So there's no longer points condenser rotor. It's now electronic for the ignition system. So as we come along the side, we use the original bumpers. We've cleaned them up and polished them. And then as we come down the side, we've replaced these vents. They were all faded and brittle and were starting to crack. So we put new vents in here, once again stock looking, and then new moldings along the side. The other thing I'd like to point out are these gravel guards that we've installed on Sunny. The gravel guards that came from the factory were a really thin material, and I'm not really sure if they were aluminum, but they generally pitted very easily, and they had some sharp edges that would kind of rub on this fender. We like to install these. These are stainless steel. They're 3 to 4 times the thickness of the original gravel guards. They're a little bit more difficult to install, but they'll last longer, and they're quite a bit more substantial than the original ones. And there's something that's subtle that we like to do here is you'll notice between this stainless steel piece and the body, we have some foam here. So what we've done is we've installed foam around the sharp edges so that when we installed it, this edge doesn't rub and cut into the paint. So it's just a subtle little thing that we like to do. And then same thing, we've replaced the gaskets with new gaskets around the handles. The running boards have been upgraded. And then if we look at the interior from this side, I think you get a little bit better view of the seating. I think the lighting, so you can see the upgraded seat. So once again, they're stock. When you zoom in a little bit closer on the gear shifter, we were able to find the correct gear shifter knob that has the authentic Volkswagen shift pattern, which our client wanted to make sure that we were able to put in Sunny. And you can see the speaker that's built in on the passenger side. So basically, with all new carpeting and moldings and headliner and visor and mirrors and so on, there's quite a few new parts on Sunny, but period correct in terms of its style and look. The other thing, just subtle, when you open up the fuel filler, you'll notice that we have the proper grommets that are supposed to be here. We have the new seal that goes around the filler nozzle, and then we have a new gas cap itself. So that just kind of finishes it off. So we're quite happy with the way it turned out. So this is Sunny, a 73 Super Beetle, and so basically she's ready to go back to her new home. So we're just waiting for the trucking company to call us. So I would encourage you to visit our website. It's lastchanceautorestore.com, and I'm John Nizman, and thank you for watching.